Guess what? You have the confidence inside of you already to achieve any musical goal that you want, including auditioning. So, how do you hone your confidence? Well, my friend, that is with the Confident Musician's Audition Guide. This guide is to get you from the practice room to on the stage for your auditions. We talk about everything, including planning your practice, that's in Chapter 1, working with accompanists in Chapter 3, getting into the zone at auditions, that's in Chapter 5. Chapter 2 is all about mental practice, setting up mock auditions, and basically everything about mock auditions in Chapter 4, and auditioners, which is scattered throughout the whole guide, and a load more. Seriously, this 43-page guide is my baby. I have poured my heart and soul into this to make sure it is exactly what you need for your auditions. So whether you are just about to go into your auditions, thinking about how you are going to start auditioning, or just curious about how auditioning works, this guide is for you. Let's be honest, the auditioning process might be a short process, but the effects of it can be life-changing. So invest in you, and let's make this the audition season of confidence. Let's get you auditioning with confidence. Check out the show notes for the link to your copy, or visit confidentmusicianing.com. I feel like if we want to get inspired and excited, sometimes just vibes, it's helpful. Hello and welcome to the Confident Musicianing Podcast. My name is Eleanor and I am a British American oboist studying at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. Literally my dream school. And it took me a long way to get there. I applied and auditioned for 12 schools in 3 different countries. It was a lot of hard work. But oh my gosh, so worth it. I want you to have the confidence to work hard in achieving your goals. So come with me as we go on this journey together. So sit down, pull up a chair, take a seat, or if you're on the go, welcome to the Confident Musicianing Podcast. Hey there, and welcome back to the podcast. It is officially autumn. Gilmore Girls autumn, sweaters and tea autumn, whatever the autumn is for you, the leaves are turning and it's getting cooler. To be honest, Scottish autumns are not as colorfully beautiful as Pennsylvanian autumns. I have recently moved to the UK, to Scotland, to study oboe at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. And, I used to live in Pennsylvania and in the States, and Pennsylvania wins for the colors of autumn, but it's still very cozy here in the UK. It is also a fresh season for us as musicians. School has started. By the time you hear this, my term at the RCS, at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, will have started. I am so excited. And it is now the perfect time for us to focus on our practice and what we want to do or change in this season. So let's talk about 3 things to do to get the best practice or level up your practice this autumn. This is editor Eleanor here, just popping in and saying I have recently moved from a very quiet place to a very loud place. And there are loud noises outside and I'm still trying to figure out how to edit those out. So if you hear some just city noises in the background, I'd be grateful for your patience as I try and figure out how to edit these out. And in the meantime, it's just the vibes of the city. We've moved to a big city and that's kind of just the lifestyle at the moment. But I'm very grateful for your patience as I figure out how to edit those noises out. Okay, back to the show. All right, the first thing is refocus your goals. This is the time to think, what do I want to get out of my practice? There are only a few more months to the year. How are we going to kind of focus that practice session towards the end of the year? Are you focusing on preparing for an audition or a performance, or maybe you're just working on your skills as a player? Because let's be honest, that is also extremely important. I challenge you to write down 2 to 3 goals on sticky notes and put them up in your practice space, whatever that is, like in front of your practice space, maybe on the wall, on the door, whatever it is. And if you want to be festive and fun, get some autumn themed sticky notes, like, I mean, whatever it takes to like make you excited. And just put those things in just on your wall. And so you can see, okay, this is what I'm working towards. For me, my two big goals is to get comfy with the short scrape reed, which is a European style of oboe reed, because I'm transitioning from the American style to the European style. So one of my goals is to get comfy with that. And also I am currently working on Grovele's Saraband, a Allegro for oboe, and that is a piece that I am working on as well. So that is also another goal. So what are your goals? Just let's take a moment right now and think about that. What are your goals? If you just have two things, right? For me, I did a more broad thing with the oboe reed, and then I also did a kind of more specific thing with the piece of music that I'm working on. But what are those goals for you? Even if it's like get into an orchestra, like a youth orchestra or a band or whatever, or if it's applying for music school, what are those goals that you have for yourself? The next thing is to create a practice plan. Now that we have these goals, let's create that plan. Goals are just goals. They're just ideas in our head. They're things we want to do. And if you don't have a plan, how are you going to get to them? That's like saying, oh, I want to go to New York or London or Paris or Berlin. I'm just thinking of capital cities apparently. But maybe you're thinking, it's like saying, oh, I want to go to this place, but you don't book tickets on like a train or a plane. You just don't do anything. You don't have a plan. You just say, okay, yeah, by the end of this year, I want to be in London. But you don't book any plane or train or anything. You're not going to get to London unless you already live in London, and then woohoo. But that's the idea. You're not going to get there if you don't have an actual plan. So create a practice plan. Now, lucky for you, I have made a guide. I have made a practice plan guide to help you create a roadmap towards those goals that we just talked about. And you will get if you sign up to get this in your inbox, you will get the regular version, but since we're feeling festive and autumny, you will get a fun autumn themed version. And so you'll get both. So you can decide, do I want to have the regular version or do I want to be festive and have the autumn version? Either one works just as well. But I'm just going to throw that in because I'm feeling festive, we're feeling festive, it's autumn, and yeah, sometimes we just want something cute and autumn themed. So I will be throwing that in as well in the email to you when you sign up to get that in your inbox. Because let's be honest, who wants to sit and think about, okay, how am I going to create this plan when there is literally a guide you can get in your inbox where you literally just fill in the blanks. And then at the end of it, you have a plan. It's literally filling in the blanks. Before you know it, you'll be like, okay, I have a plan. This is great. And then you'll be able to work towards your goal easier than if you didn't have a plan at all. So that link to sign up for that is in the show notes. And when you do sign up for that, when you get the email, you will also get an autumn themed version just for this season. So that is in the show notes. So make sure you go check that out. Okay, the last thing is we gotta have some inspiration, right? Inspiration, we love inspiration. And one of the great things about getting inspiration as musicians is watching other musicians play. You see where I'm going with this? What I'm talking about is going to a concert. So I feel like as musicians, sometimes we forget about actually going to concerts. Sometimes we focus so much on playing and practicing, and that's all good. But we also need to listen to other people practice. And that is where going to concerts come in. So our third point is to just go to a concert. See about your local orchestra and get some tickets. If you're a student, you might be able to get some student discounts, and just go see a concert, with the orchestra that is closest to you, and have fun with it. I mean, I feel like if we want to get inspired and excited, like sometimes just vibes, it's helpful, right? It's just the vibes are helpful to get inspired. So if you dress up and go to this concert and you really make a big deal and you get excited about it, and maybe you like listen to the music beforehand so you can really enjoy it when you get there, or you just, enjoy it when you get there, and you just, you have fun with it. Oh my gosh, it can be really, really, really helpful. I recently went to the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra's performance of Mahler's Fifth Symphony. To be honest, it was a spontaneous thing. I literally booked the tickets 2 hours before the Sunday matinee. I wasn't having the best day, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fix this by going to the symphony. And yeah, I booked the tickets. I went and I had a great time, and I felt so inspired afterwards. I was just so excited to get home and practice. And so that is something that I encourage you to do. Just maybe not as spontaneous as I did, but I mean, let's be honest, spontaneity is can be really cool as well. So maybe spontaneously, oh gosh. So maybe, a bit spontaneously, but I encourage you to go to a concert, have some fun, dress up, make a thing of it. It'll be good fun. All right, that is about it. Let's do a recap real quick. So the first thing is to refocus your goals. Kind of talk about what are your goals, make sticky notes, put them on the wall so you can be reminded of them. Even do like full autumn festive sticky notes if that's what you want to do. The next thing is to create a practice plan, and I have a guide just for you for this practice plan. All you have to do is fill in the blanks, and when you get it in your inbox, when you sign up to get it in your inbox, because it's autumn, because we're feeling festive, there will be an autumn festive version in your inbox as well. And then the last thing is go to a concert and get some inspiration. There is nothing like just going and seeing the symphony for some really good practice inspiration. So I highly recommend that. All right, that is about it for this episode. Thank you so much for chilling and hanging out with me today. As always, all of the stuff to do with this episode will be in the show notes, from the blog post that goes with this episode to all the links that we talked about, including that practice plan. That guide for creating a practice plan will be in the show notes for you to sign up and get that in your inbox. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you give the podcast a follow, and I will see you and talk to you, I guess, in the next episode. All right, bye-bye!